Hey guys, welcome back to Fieldnotes. It is now early November and we have shifted into indigo snake surveys. Our occupancy survey season has just started. It's been a little warm and so it's kind of been a slow start to the year. Haven't seen a whole lot yet, and Jesus and I were just doing a survey just now and we didn't see any snakes, but Jesus did find something cool, and so that's what we're going to look at today. So, what do you got there?
We got an indigo snake eggshell.
Very cool. Yeah, so this is, in fact, the first indigo snake egg that I have ever seen in the wild. And this is, probably one of the rarer things we could find on a survey. This shell was found right here in the mouth of this burrow. It's an active tortoise burrow, and it was sitting about right there when Jesus walked up on it. And so this would be the egg of, this egg would have hatched this summer. This would have been last year's clutch, and so it's a good indicator that there's reproduction happening at this site. So this is a pretty unusual observation. This is the first one I've seen. And as far as I know, there's only been maybe 10 or a dozen nests ever documented in the wild. And just in the last couple of years, I know of 2 that have been found, and they have both been associated with parts of tortoise burrows. Now, not all indigo egg or indigo nests that have been found have been in tortoise burrows. I think one has been found under a log, and there may be some other ones, but we do believe that this is an important part of their reproductive biology, these tortoise burrow sites. And so it's, not surprising that when we did find one, that it did occur right here in the mouth of a burrow. The unusual thing is this burrow is fairly active, and I think there is some data to suggest that female indigos select more inactive burrows when nesting is coming up towards the end of this winter, early spring. And it's possible that is because they're selecting nest sites and they don't want their nests or eggs trampled or disturbed by a tortoise. So we, on our surveys, have found gravid females utilizing things such as rodent burrows or the root system of a fallen pine tree, all those little nooks and cavities that might be suitable for eggs, but don't have to worry about a tortoise interfering. And so, this is largely a part of their biology that we know very little about. And so this observation is super cool. We did scope this burrow. We ran a camera down it, and, we found a tortoise in the bottom, but we found a side chamber about 5 feet down. And this is total speculation, but that is very likely a spot where an indigo may have deposited eggs. That burrow's active, but there's a little side chamber that maybe is tucked away just enough to where the tortoise, wouldn't trample it, wouldn't run into it. And, that would have been about 5 months ago when this would have hatched. And so that tortoise looked like it had been in that side chamber recently, and that may be why this eggshell has now been excavated and kicked up towards the surface as the tortoise is clearing the burrow. So just really cool observation. We can only speculate about a lot of this stuff, but it's a little puzzle piece, and it is part of the biology of indigo snakes that, like I said, is poorly understood, and it's something that we hope to investigate in the coming years. There's a real need to understand the reproductive biology of indigo snakes, especially as we continue to try to reintroduce them in places on the landscape where they no longer occur. So very, very cool. I'd love to have found a snake today, but man, this is about as cool as it gets. And so, we're going to continue on. Hopefully the weather's going to change, cool off a little bit, give us some nicer survey days in the coming months. And I'm sure you'll see me back here with some indigo snake content with actual snakes next time. But until then,